The top minds of Reddit come up with some of the wildest takes you can possibly imagine. I happened to see something on r/gaming, which is a notorious cesspool of Reddit. Something so stupid that I knew I had to make a video addressing it and other comments like it. I'm sure you already know the answer, but is Reddit right about Palworld? The post in question is, what's the shortest honeymoon phase for a video game? The post itself is not pointing fingers at Palworld or trying to start a fight of any kind. The comment section will take care of that for us. It reads, and that honeymoon phase could be cut short for a variety of reasons: not enough content in the game, technical instability, failure to meet expectations, microtransactions galore, etc. It's a valid question, I guess. In comes the comment that sparked it all. This is the one I saw and I was like, serious? For real? We're in the middle of it right now with Palworld. As soon as Pocket Pair takes the money and disappears again, watch the Pokermen is dead takes disappears sooner than they came. I don't know. It could be like a 9-year-old writing this. Good for them for doing something with their day, taking initiative. The Pokemon jokes, they're kind of outdated though, I would say. First off, where are we getting this Pocket Pair is just gonna up and leave theory from? Seems pretty baseless to me. I don't know of many people that make that much money in a short amount of time and just say, fuck it, I don't want to make any more money. I don't need any more money. I don't want to keep pursuing my dreams and passions in something that's already hit gold and people seem to love. Logically, I should just leave it in the dust because you're all a bunch of suckers. See ya. We spent all that time on Craftopia making it a better game, and I think they put out an update like a few weeks before Palworld dropped, but no, they're notorious for up and running and leaving projects abandoned like that. And secondly, no one is saying, at least no one in my circles, that Palworld is here to kill Pokemon. No, it's not. That's not what it's for. It's just a good game. Every gaming circle deserves competition. Competition makes things better. That's just how it works. I mean, Pokemon has dealt with competition for the entirety of its lifespan. Look at Digimon. That was like, the theme song was like, Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. Like, they literally talk shit on Pokemon in the theme song, but no one thought Pokemon was gonna die, and Digimon grew to have a pretty substantial fan base of fans that are still around today. Maybe not as many, but you know, that's because Digimon got a little lazy with it. What most people are assuming is going to happen is Pokemon is going to be pushed to do better things, take inspiration from the competition, and make better games. That's all anybody ever wanted anyways. Coming from the same post, we have 3 more comments, all from equal knuckleheads. You'll notice I didn't blur any of their names. I don't want anybody to attack them or anything, but they put it on a public forum. Anybody can see it. That doesn't mean you should go after any of these people for being, you know, maybe a little, you know, what else is there? These are stupid takes. All 3 of them. Come back in a month to see Palworld on the list. Palworld will be irrelevant in a few weeks. It's gonna be Palworld. Palworld hasn't shown any signs of slowing down. In fact, it's stayed pretty stable around 1 million players. And you know what's gonna happen? The second those people leave, more people will come in because they've heard about the game. There's interest in the game. I firmly believe that this game may not retain 1 million players. I think it'll hit it here and there once in a while, but it will have a healthy player base for a very long time. There is nothing like it for PC gamers. This is it. And that's already been proven with the amazing sales and population it still sees a week after. A lot of games hit that big boom and then dive down. I don't see that happening with Palworld. This is a mainstay for Steam, in my opinion. I could see it juggling around 200 to 500,000 players monthly for a long time. Unless, I mean, I guess there is a chance that Pocket Pair just kind of abandoned it. They didn't really do that with Craftopia. I don't know why they wouldn't keep milking this thing for everything they can and give the players back what they want. Bigger dev teams make more games. You know, you got to keep loyalty with your fan base in order to do that. I don't see why they couldn't just keep this game in the zeitgeist. More things can come out of it. Anybody thinking of Palworld TV show? On to the next post. This one is from r/girlgamers. I don't frequent this subreddit very often, but I still saw it pop up on my feed because it'll just throw anything it wants at me. For some reason, Reddit is really dedicated to me viewing and frequenting the Travis Scott subreddit. I've literally never give any indication or Google search or anything about Travis Scott. I don't know what that is. Titled Thoughts on Palworld. It reads as follows. I've only just started and it seems basically like Ark. Didn't even bother to spell that right. Which I enjoyed in theory, but the multiplayer aspect of it made it a bit meh. I enjoyed it in theory. I'm on limited game time these days, so I'm hoping to get the lowdown of the game before I invest too much time. I'm noticing a lot of, like, boomer lingo, and I'm having a hard time calling it anything else. Like, can I get the lowdown? Oh boy, this Palworld sure is gangbusters. I can't, for the love of me, understand the hype. BG3, that hype was with it. Wait. Okay, again, it's going on to the old people. Man, that sure was with it. This is like the fucking Eminem Fortnite event all over, dude. Maybe I'm getting old. I think you are. Judging by the words you choose, man, that sure was with it. Why is it BG3 doesn't get any scrutiny for grabbing millions of players and people's hearts and doing something not necessarily new, but doing something the right way and having a unique presence, being like the best Dungeons and Dragons simulator you could play? Why is that under zero scrutiny? Maybe it was and I just didn't see it, but Palworld is like, there's a problem there. Maybe you just don't like survival games, or you don't like that style of survival games. It could just be that, or maybe you're old. Still the same post, but we got lucky here. It's a total of 2 comments back to back. The first one reads, "It looks like a low-effort cash grab knockoff of existing games, and I'm not super into that. I've got extremely limited time and money for games, and I'd rather just spend those resources on games that have some craft and artistry put into them. There's nothing wrong with the people who are playing Palworld. I'm just fundamentally not the target audience for it." They ended it with some, like, grace and stuff. They don't seem as annoying as some of the other comments have been, but what the hell are they talking about? Artistry. There's like over 100 monster designs in this. Yes, you can make an argument that some of them look eerily similar to Pokemon. I know we did when we streamed the lawsuit tier list, the plagiarism tier list about a week ago. At no point does this game look like there's low effort or a cash grab. I mean, what the hell are you talking about? It's this whole sprawling world. There's all these different monster designs. They're literally saying they're doing better than Nintendo has done with Pokemon in many, many years. What amount of that sounds like low effort or cash grab or anything like that? I'm just confused. Have you watched any gameplay? Did you look at a picture of a monkey with a gun and you're like, they're just trying to steal Americans' money and time? Where are you getting any of this? It's just confusing. On to the second one. I haven't had an aneurysm yet, so this is going really well. Not playing it, never playing it. But my husband is. IMO, it looks pretty overhyped, and I wouldn't be surprised if it stays in early access hell forever, / is eventually abandoned. To be honest, lots of games stay in early access for a very long time. Fortnite was famously in early access for like fucking 3 years or some shit before the like official launch. The state of games now, early access, beta phase, all this shit, once it's out and anybody can play it, we're really just fucking with semantics at that point, and the game is there. That is the basis of the game and the foundation of the game. Even if it stays in this early access hell, it's still going to be really fun, and it's still getting great reception from pretty much everybody. So what if it's got the early access title? It's a great time right now. And this next one reads, "The developer has a history of plagiarism. I don't want to give it a go, although I am extremely interested." History of plagiarism where? What the hell are you talking about? I watched the H-Bomber guy video on plagiarism. Many people did. It was a great video. He did an awesome job, and he like shut down a grip of creators that were very, very obviously plagiarizing other creators, which is wrong. It sparked a lot of conversations. It sparked a lot of buzzwords. And since that video, I've seen that plagiarism is just being thrown around everywhere. It's all anybody can accuse anything of. Pocket Pair is notorious for Craftopia. Did they plagiarize anything for that? No. It's just like a survival crafting, fun, goofy, open world game. Very similar to Palworld. It's basically the early ideas of Palworld, and then Palworld fleshes it out. It's not plagiarism. They're brand new ideas. The concepts aren't new, but their ideas on the concepts and the way they go about creating their games is new. It's their own thing. Learn what the hell plagiarism is, please. This next post is actually from the motherland, r/Palworld itself. Calling it now. Devs will abandon the game. With the Pokemon Co. hot on Pocket Pair's heels over alleged stolen assets, I foresee another Flappy Bird situation. Unfortunately, the small indie dev team behind the game won't be able to handle the pressure, not only from the players, but also the impending lawsuit from Nintendo. And if by some chance they manage to avoid any claims made by the Pokemon Co. and survive the legal battles, they'll be burnt out by trying to fight it, whilst trying to please the massive player base. I can only hope they're reallocating some some of their profits to hiring additional staff and suiting up in the process. It would be nice if this game survived and became what the devs and the players want it to be. FYI, loving the game and mean no disrespect or hate towards Pocket Bear, I just don't see a good ending to this. Okay, you may have read the top line of text. This guy got shut down pretty much immediately. He read the first leak or allegation that came out against Palworld as far as plagiarism and copying designs from Pokemon and all that. I don't really want to speak on that. He already had to eat shit for it, but I do want to speak on people and how gullible they really can be. It is not smart to trust any allegation, leak, anything from any random person on Twitter or YouTube or Twitch, anybody, unless it's like an official source or someone that's already built that trust. Just taking everything blindly is just going to make you look like a fool like this guy. Palworld has nothing to worry about. Obviously, Palworld wasn't going to completely rip off Pokemon in any sort of way, any obvious way. Nobody is that stupid. Some of y'all need to stop falling for the first thing you read, because like this is how like Mandela effects and shit are born, because you don't do your own research and you don't listen to cited trusted sources and shit like that. It's time for a meme. Again, from the r/Palworld subreddit, this one reads, "Stop comparing it to Pokemon. Palworld is more like Ark Survival Evolved than Pokemon. If those kids could read, they'd be very upset." Very ironic that the meme is taking shots at people not understanding what they think is right, in that you should be comparing it to Ark and not Pokemon. You should definitely compare it to Pokemon. It is very similar to Pokemon. Yes, it's very similar to Ark, but the idea of catching monsters and fighting, and especially like gym leader battles like the Raid Syndicate bosses, is like Pokemon. Don't be foolish. Just because you can make a case for it feeling like Ark, and yes, the gameplay is a lot like Ark. I would say playing the game and not seeing it, it plays about 50-50 Ark and Pokemon, okay? Like, we don't have to pick a side on this. It's fine that they took inspiration from Pokemon. Pokemon wasn't the first game to feature capturing monsters. I got some shit for my Daydream video, you know, that insane strat that we figured out that basically makes it so your Pokemon, I did it again, basically makes it so your pals are invincible. I got some shit because I kept saying Pokemon, Electabuzz, Pokeballs. Yes, I'm gonna do that once in a while. Why? Because I haven't memorized every single thing in the games, and I also don't take this shit that seriously. So I will continue to do that, or I won't. It doesn't matter, but we can't sit here and pretend like it's not at least taking some inspiration for Pokemon. That's just shilling for Palworld already when nobody's asking for it, dude. It's fucking weird. And it's not like the comment bothered me and I lost sleep over it. I laughed it off. It was stupid. Sorry, guy. I got one more from you. We're going back to the cesspool r/gaming. This one might actually be the stupidest one of the bunch. How are Nintendo and Square Enix not suing the pants off of Palworld? Just watched a gameplay trailer and it's blatantly a ripoff of Final Fantasy and Pokemon. I'm not sure if this one came out before Palworld officially launched, but even so, if you watch the trailers, in what world is any of this like Final Fantasy? I have not played much Final Fantasy, but that comparison doesn't strike me at all. If you wanted to say Breath of the Wild, sure, I can see that, but Final Fantasy, where are you coming from that? And let's talk about lawsuits for a second. I'm not a lawyer. I haven't passed the bar, and I've barely seen enough court case dramas to understand what I'm about to say. But what we have with Palworld and Pokemon is not enough for a lawsuit. Obviously, there's nothing there that shows anything other than making a game from concepts that Nintendo made. And I think this entire video, I made a good case for that, so I don't want to get too much into this. Stop with the lawsuit shit. It's just stupid. It's not gonna happen. Nintendo's official statement to Palworld was a goddamn laughingstock. I talked about that in my last Palworld rant. You could check out that video. I go more in depth on the official statement, which is just... it's just pathetic, dude. Do some motherfuckers really think lawsuits are just like, anybody just do them for anything? No, dude. Like, it's a lot of money for both sides. Nintendo's not going to waste a bunch of money on baseless allegations. It's just stupid. If someone who worked on Palworld had some sort of like written proof, video proof, even like audio recording proof that they did intend to steal from Pokemon, completely rip them off, and that was the goal of Palworld, and they had some sort of proof of that anywhere in the code, writing, video, like I said, anything like that, then yeah, maybe there's a case that they can build. There's nothing that shows that their attempts at making this game were of any malice at all. Nintendo can't build that case that you so desperately want them to for whatever reason. I don't know, internet drama? Maybe you didn't have the $30 to shell out to buy the game, and that sucks. I get that. That happens to me a lot, okay? There's plenty of games I wish I could get that I can't get, and I don't wish for their downfall, I just wish I could play it. Now, I'm not saying that's the case, but you know it is for some people. Me thinks someday we'll all look back on this and laugh because it's stupid. I don't know why I just did that. My brain is rotten. Well, it was to begin with, but now it's more rotten. I mean, I have conversations with myself, even when I really shouldn't be, even when I should be focusing on the task at hand, and that's reading comments from Reddit. It's fucking 2:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. Palworld still has 1 million active concurrent players going right now, baby. Palworld's here to stay. You can get with it and understand the lowdown, or you can just keep malding about it. Either works for me. I can make another video like this. I mean, if you guys liked me breaking down these Reddit comments and combing through and looking for the best of the worst, I could do it again. I might do it again whether you like it or not, because like, I love talking. This was a good conversation. Call me gluttonous if you want to, but I might just keep indulging. Bye. Surprise, surprise, I got one more for you, and it happens to be from the Girl Gamers post. I don't know if the idiots were just on parade that day when this post dropped. I have never been one for conspiracy theorists, but this one, I am just convinced someone paid for a bunch of bots to start an artificial culture war to promote this game. I never heard of it in my life, and from one moment to the next, every sub has posts with controversial opinions on it. And some of the posts just smelled like astroturfing with ops who never go into comments, and all their other posts look like reposts for karma. It's definitely not my thing, and I hope the hype around it dies out so I have a more interesting timeline again. With a bit about conspiracy theories and everything, I thought this one might have just been more of a joke than anything. Then I read it again and I thought with that last line that there might be a little bit serious with this, and it's just insane. It's just bonkers. Nobody would pay for an artificial culture war. What is with this AI garbage left and right? Propaganda and all this shit. You ain't the guy. You ain't fucking Rowdy Roddy Piper and They Live. Get the fuck out of here. This is just stupid. And what are you saying? Yes, it's gonna die out. The hype will die out. This isn't the fucking 90s when Pokemon dropped and the whole world exploded from it, okay? If we're lucky, the hype will never fully go away, kind of like Fortnite, but more likely than not, it's gonna die down a little bit, just like everything does. Everybody stopped talking about Baldur's Gate 3 like 2 months ago. The last thing we want to talk about was the Game Awards. Valid. Everything has its highs and lows. Just like there's plenty of positivity about Palworld on Reddit, I just took a chance at shining light on the negativity, which I think is just so easy to just counter argument because they're just mostly boneheaded.
I'll find y'all later.